now. He's got sight of his prey. And maybe some other prey out there on the savannah. It's a great part. We see a lot of natural behaviors here. There he goes. He's got sight of it. And he's off, wasting no time today.
There he goes.
Rounding that corner.
Oh, wow.
Coming down the front, picking up a little bit of speed. And he is behind him. There we go. And he's got it. Let's hear it from Moya. Good job. So as you might have guessed from watching Moya, he's not the fastest running cat that we have here at Heart of Africa. He got himself up to a nice little jog there. But while he was in his running stance, you guys got to see exactly how cheetahs are able to go so quickly. One of my co-workers here, Stephanie, she calls Moya our technical runner because while he's out here making his way around the watering hole, you get a really good look at those great big strides that cheetahs are taking. Now, like I said, they are the fastest land mammal on the planet, and that does come with a pretty high speed. Cheetahs can run up to 70 miles per hour. But if that doesn't impress you, you can think of it this way. A cheetah can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in as little as 3 seconds. And that's really important for making sure that they can keep up with their prey. Now, while Moya was making his way down the back, you guys probably noticed just how far he was stretching out his legs. A cheetah is able to take huge strides where they stretch out their legs as far as they will go. In fact, they have what we call a hyperflexed spine, which simply means that not only does their backbone go flat, but it actually extends downwards a little bit, which means they can take an even longer stretch while they're out there running across the savannas. Now, right now, you guys are getting a really good look at Moya while he's interacting with one of our trainers. This is Stephanie, by the way. And right now, he's making his way on over to Kaylee. And while he was down there, you might have also gotten a pretty good look at his tail. A cheetah's tail is one of their best tools for survival, one of their best adaptations, because it helps them make turns at those really high speeds. Now, let's say that you're a zebra down here at the watering hole, you're grabbing a drink, you're having a pretty good day, the weather's nice just like it is today, and you happen to notice that you're being stalked by a cheetah. You're not simply going to turn around and go, oh, looks like I'm lunch, and then sit there, finish out your drink, and wait to become lunch. Instead, you are going to be running away, zigging and zagging and bobbing and weaving as fast as your zebra legs will carry you. And the whole time, that cheetah needs to be able to keep up, because that zebra is going to be trying to throw that cat off their trail. Now, when you're running at 70 miles per hour, turning can be a little bit difficult. For Bowder here, stringing out the Lord can be a little difficult from time to time as well. Yeah, it was very smooth. You pulled it off really well, though, until I announced it up here. Sorry about that, Bowder. But while a cheetah is out there running after their prey at those high speeds, they need to make a really quick turn. All that they will do is simply flick their tail from one side to the other. Their tail is not only very, very long, but it's also very flat up and down towards the end, just like the rudder on a boat. That way, when they're running at those high speeds, that zebra zips to the left or zags to the right, and the cheetah needs to make a very fast turn. When their tail flicks from one side, it completely redirects their body. They will keep one foot planted on the ground. The other three come up in the air. They rotate on the spot before they set back down and then keep running after their prey. It's a really incredible way to make sure that they're able to get up to those really high speeds. Now, cheetahs being such fast cats, they also have some pedals built in, I like to say, just like your cars at Homeboy. So they have a gas pedal in the form of their claws. Cheetahs have what we call semi-retractable claws. Simply means that they are always poking out just a little bit, a lot like your dogs at home, believe it or not. Other cats like lions, leopards, even your house cats, their claws are fully retractable. They go all the way back into their feet. But because a cheetah's claws are always sticking out just a little bit, they're able to use them like an athlete uses a pair of cleats to really dig down into the sands and dirts and grasses, get really good traction, and then get up to those super high speeds. So that's the gas pedal, and they also have a pair of built-in brakes, which comes in the form of a really rough patch of skin on the back of all four of their legs. You guys might have noticed that when Moya was coming down the straightaway here, as soon as he caught up to the ball, there was grass and dirt and all kinds of stuff flying out behind him, and he kind of skidded into home plate over here. What he was doing is actually digging the back of all four of his legs down into the ground, using that rough patch of skin to slow him down, and that way he was able to pounce on top of the ball as soon as he figured out where it was, of course. Now, this is exactly what he would do if he was chasing his prey out in the wild. And down here in the watering hole, we don't have any live prey for our cheetahs to chase after, and we do, of course, prefer it that way. So instead, we have this really great lure system. It's basically just a big poofy ball on the end of a string. We take it and run it through some pulleys all the way around the yard here, and then back into a motor over there. Now, restringing our lure at the moment and running it for you this morning, Mr. Bowder Stallard. Let's hear it for this guy. He's doing a great job for us today. And just to bring everybody up to speed, if you will, when we started doing these cheetah runs, it was just Bowder over there with a piece of chicken tied to his belt, and he would sprint around the yard. But we moved some funds around. We were able to purchase the lure motor. Now he doesn't mind clocking quite as much, right, Bowder? Unless it gets stuck, that's exactly right. And HR is thrilled about it as well. Now the next cat that we're gonna have come out, she is actually our fastest runner we think right now here at Heart of Africa. Her name is Zemba. She's one of our 2-year-old cheetahs, and she's gonna be joining us from the same spot, the tower and the small door at the bottom over there, in just a couple of moments. But while she's out here running around, you guys are gonna get a really good look at those beautiful spots. Cheetahs, like I said earlier, they're actually a daytime hunter. So when the sun is out and shining just like it is right now, that's when they are out looking for their prey. And so to help them do that, they have a couple of really great adaptations. There's tools for survival built in as well. If you ever get close enough to a cheetah where you can see its face in really good detail, the first thing that you'll want to notice is the nearest exit because you're close to the mouth of a large cat. Now once you've found that, you'll see that right below their eyes, they have those 2 very long black stripes. These are a cheetah's tear marks or their mailer stripes, and they use them like a lot of people today are using a pair of sunglasses. It actually helps to absorb all that bright sunlight and give them a nice clear field of vision. Now not only are those facial stripes really helpful, but those beautiful spots all over their body are pretty helpful too. For a cheetah, this is their camouflage, the way that they're blending in out on the savannah so they can make sure that they're always keeping the element of surprise on their side. But of course, cheetahs are not the only animal in Africa that are going to use camouflage to help them blend in. So actually, out on the savannah behind me here, you guys might see some different animals with their camouflage in action. So while we're talking about it, anybody out there today happen to spot the zebras? Anybody spot the zebras with their black and white camouflage? Okay, awesome. How about as soon as you walked into Heart of Africa, did anybody over there spot the camels? A couple people spotted the camels. Okay, great. They've got that sandy colored fur to help them blend in the desert. And how about right over here in the cheetah yard? Did anybody over there happen to spot the cheetahs? A few people spotted the cheetahs. Well, here's the thing about the cheetahs. Before you guys got here, they were already spotted. Thank you very much. I'm here all week, take your waitresses. But seriously, a cheetah spots are a really fantastic way to make sure that their outline is completely broken up and they just sort of melt into the African landscape. That way when they're coming up on a herd of Thompson gazelle or slenderhorn gazelle like we have here on the savannah, they're always able to keep the element of surprise. Now we've heard about a lot of different really great cheetah adaptations, but I think it's just about time that we see them in action with our fastest runner here at Heart of Africa. So everybody, in just a moment, we're going to have Zemba joining us from that spot at the tower, that little door at the bottom. And once she's out here, she is off like a rocket and will tear around the watering hole faster than you can believe. So let's see her maybe make up for Moya. Here she is now, wasting no time today, rounding that back. Coming around the corner, picking up speed.
See your marker.
Almost got it, and she caught her prey. Let's hear it for Zemba. Good job today, sweetie. And while she was skidding into the very last part of the run here, you guys saw all that grass get kicked up. That's her using her built-in brake system. Now, Zemba's the last cheetah that we're going to be running this morning, but in just a few minutes, we're going to have a little bit of a different animal come down and show up and stuff. You might have heard about here at the Columbus Aquarium how we raise